Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsy69. Welcome back to the channel. Now, Wargaming have completely bullied my favourite tank in the game. They have completely bullied it. Why have they completely bullied it? Because it was never like an amazing tank. It was my favourite just because of certain things that I really loved and it fit my playstyle. But, you know, they've added the combat stabilisation, which I don't really like anyway, where you can keep the aim time dispersion when you go 15 kilometers per hour. I don't really rate that, to be honest. It makes no difference to me whatsoever. But what Wargaming have done is they ruined almost everything else. DPM is still good at 3,325. That is a 6.3 second reload. Penetration is 252, 310 on your APCR and 53 on your HE. 350 alpha, 300 on your APCR and 440 on your HE. Aim time, however, is still really good, and the gun dispersion is not bad at 0.317. It has 9 degrees of gun depression and a top speed of 47 kilometers per hour. So how have they bullied this tank? Why have they bullied this tank? So the thing that I really loved about this tank is, of course, the armor. The turret armor was fantastic, and the fact that it had improved engine consumable as well to make it go a lot quicker for a certain amount of time. Now, what I really loved about that is you could get into position very quick. Now, for a heavy tank, with the with the speed it had, or the speed it's got, and able to go a lot quicker for a certain amount of time, you really could get into positions really quickly. I mean, even now we're still doing 40 plus kilometers per hour, but I just like the fact that I can get into that position, spot the team as they're crossing, and I'm already there. So Wargaming have made the armor weaker. They made the turret and the hull weaker. The reload is longer. The improved engine consumable is removed. Like, they really just bullied the tank for no reason, in my opinion, because it was never an OP tank. Like, again, as I've said, I know it was my favorite tank, but it was never my favorite because it was overpowered. It was never overpowered. Again, I just loved the tank because it fit my playstyle. So I don't think Wargaming really needed to change anything about the tank. If anything, made it better, I think, in my opinion. But yeah, they really bullied my favorite tank in the game. Why, Wargaming? Why would you do that to me? You know, it's my favorite tank in the game. Normally, you would make it even better. You know, like the Leopard 1. That was my favorite tank in the game for a very long time. And you just kept making that tank better and better and better. Now I pick a new favorite tank. You're like, you know, let's try to make it weaker so he could choose the Leopard 1 as his favorite tank again. It's not going to happen. Even though it has been made slightly weaker, or a lot weaker in certain aspects, it is still my favorite tank in the game. Obviously, there is times that you struggle with it. Even now, this is my own fault. It's nothing to do with the tank. It's my own fault that I'm not aiming against this T22. I'm just getting bullied by him. He's penetrating me quite easily, except for that shot. But yeah, he's literally bullying me. Luckily, I do have a bit of help from the TVP. If he wouldn't have come at that time, I would have been pretty much dead. But luckily for me, he did come, and we do manage to clear him. So 1,700 damage. We've only blocked the one shot, 310. But there is still there's only 4 tanks left alive, and a lot of them have lost quite a little bit of hit points. But this combat stabilization, like, some people might like it. I mean, if they like it, then that's up to them. They like it. But personally, for me, it just doesn't give me anything, because there's not often that I'm sitting moving 15 kilometers an hour. I know you can move back a little bit, but even if you are moving back out of the way, you've just got to constantly watch that green bar. Like, is it going above what it needs to be? And it just distracts you. In my opinion, it just distracts you, and it's I don't think it's great. I don't like it. I really don't like that combat stabilization. Other people might. I'm not saying like you guys should hate it, and I'm just saying I don't like it. That's my opinion. I don't like it. You guys are entitled to your own opinion, and you might absolutely love it. And if you do, fair play to you. You might make it work, where I personally can't make it work. So we still managed to finish pretty much top damage there in that first game, but we're going to have one more game. Hopefully we can do a little bit more damage on Naval Frontier. So again, I still play it even after the nerfs with the armor weaker, the reload longer, so it loses a bit of DPM. To be fair, even losing a little bit of DPM or the reload, you still got good DPM. I mean, 3,300 is still good DPM for a heavy tank, regardless of how quick it goes or anything else, any other aspects. It is still good for a heavy tank. Now, this did have around 3,500 DPM before the nerf, so it still hit it a little bit, but the DPM hasn't really affected it too much. But along with the weaker armor, along with removing the improved engine, then yeah, it does have its toll on the tank. But it's still my favorite. It's still a tank that I absolutely love the look of the tank. I love how it plays, and it's me, you know. And yes, I do care about the nerfs, but I prefer that it didn't get nerfed, but it is still my favorite tank. So here we do have quite a few tanks around us, so we do need to be very, very careful that we don't get shot. Now, we do get shot from obviously the AMX, so I don't want to push forward at the minute because there are a lot of tanks around. Now, I'm not having too much luck in penetrating these guys at the minute, but there goes the KPZ. Now I'm going to push forward to try and clear the AMX, and I just completely missed my shot. Literally completely missed my shot. So now the Death Star has kind of backed up. I do now want to go for this Yo, but I'd prefer the Death Star to push at this point and to try and take him out. But yeah, I mean, we're not bouncing too much. We managed to get probably a troll bounce there, but now my guy is pushing, I can push forward. Now I know the Yo is probably on a reload, but if he's got the 3 shells, he's going to reload a lot quicker, and by the look of it, he has. So there's 1, there's 2. Can I get a bounce at all? No, I can't. So I've lost a lot of my hit points, but I know this guy is on a reload now. Hopefully I should be able to just about clear him. I don't think I can clear him. I think he is going to reload before I can reload my next shell, but he started to back up, allows me to reload, so I'm happy to take that shot. Now I'm only happy to take that shot because there's just 1 tank left alive against 7 of us, or 6 of us, sorry. So that is why I took that shot. But yeah, again, didn't really do too much damage, didn't really bounce a lot of damage. It's Wargaming completely bullied the tank. Thank you, Wargaming, for bullying the tank. But you know what? I'm going to stand by the strvk. I still love you, even after the nerf. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Let me know what you think of the strvk after that nerf. I'm Meadsy, and I'll catch you soon. Bye-bye.